Welcome to Build Vibrant Health. My name is Mary, and here I have Phil Wilson. Excited to have you on today. He is a wealth of knowledge around holistic health, and he's been an integral part of my healing journey. He has the Relax Sauna behind him, you can see. And his background is mathematics originally. That's what he studied in grad school. And then he had an out-of-body experience, which really drew him into more of the spiritual and holistic health realms. He opened a health store in the 80s and then has since, into 2002, been with Relax Sauna and getting more healing through sweat therapy and infrared therapy with people. So Phil, welcome.
Welcome. It's nice to be doing the interview or the chat, the live face stream. I met you over the phone about a year or so ago, and we've had a good connection. And I know I met Brian Bin, and he told me about you, and I'm excited that the sauna has been really helpful in your healing journey, because that's what it's about.
Thanks. Yeah, the sauna is one of two saunas that's enabled me to sweat out black and brown gunk when I was at the sickest, like literally brown and black gunk on my towel.
Wow. Yes.
Powerful. So tell me how you got started in this holistic realm.
Well, my body chemistry started changing as I was becoming more aware in 1970. I didn't know that I had an out-of-body experience, but I didn't know it. I just had a realization, but I connected with something within myself that I didn't quite know that I had. And as a result of that, my body chemistry started changing. When you connect with spirit of itself, it flows through you and starts cleansing you out and purifies your body, purifies your mind, and gets you connected. And it's like a truth serum, where you start becoming aware of what you really, really want to do, and you start doing it. It's really exciting, especially when you say, what do I really, 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 really want to do? By the time you get to that fourth really, you've zeroed in and focused. And so when you start living your life and living your dreams and living your joys, you become more free. And then your body chemistry changes and you start purifying, and you're led to foods which are going to be healthier for you. I couldn't do coffee anymore. I used to drink 4 or 5 cups a day as a student of mathematics. That's all mathematicians do. They sit in the library and they study and they drink coffee. And if I didn't do cigarettes, but I remember the math department building used to reek of cigarettes and coffee. But I just totally went cold turkey on coffee, and I got into being calm and mellow. I started doing meditating. I started accidentally just meditating because there was nothing else to do. And then I got involved in yoga and whatever, and just listening to music and actually hearing the music instead of listening. I would focus on relaxing and getting into the now, and then all of a sudden I would hear. Well, the Relax Sauna is sort of like, does the same thing. It's like there's a gentle pressure when you get in the sauna, and all of a sudden you feel like you feel connected. It's like the way I described it to someone today who'd been using it for just about 2-3 months. She said, yes, it does feel like you're being hugged by your loving grandma, and you're being touched by divine love. It really does feel like a cross between that. And that's the purification. That's the spiritual purification. And I call the Relax Sauna the spiritual sauna, because it gives you the loving light, and only the loving light. It took the Relax Sauna company 10 years. They developed it using semiconductor chip computer technology. The goal was to make it feel like a hot springs, where you felt like connected, and that's where the healing energies go on. Like in southern Japan, where they have hot springs, in France they have Lourdes, they have different places where you go, and there's far infrared energy or something in the atmosphere, and it cleanses and purifies you on all levels, especially when you connect beyond the mind, when you can get the parasympathetic nervous system activated and you can connect. And there you are, you're in no time, no space, and it's like your mind is not getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, healing can take place because belief is being suspended right now. When you suspend belief, you're no longer a slave to those beliefs that say you can't heal. This is impossible. And you're basking in divine love. You're basking in this presence of the now, the moment of now. And then see, Hippocrates put it like this. He said, find me a way to create sweat, which is what the same word as fever in the Greek terms. Find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. So the whole purpose of a far infrared sauna, it's energy medicine. It's not a finished sauna. They're good. They're wonderful, but the far infrared sauna, according to Dr. Sherry Rogers in her classic book, Detoxify or Die, she says these are the superior saunas. They're energy medicine, and energy medicine means it works vibrationally. So the Relax Sauna company took 10 years to figure out how to filter out the near infrared, how to filter out the mid infrared, because they only penetrate 1 to 2 millimeters. The Relax Sauna or far infrared energy penetrates between 35 and 50 millimeters. Far infrared penetrates very deeply, and what it does, one thing, it resonates with the water molecules in your body.
I've experienced really, I mean, you're talking about the technical aspect of it, but just tangibly feeling it in my body, it makes sense what you're explaining. And the Relax Sauna is such a fitting name, because I feel my parasympathetic system I feel so much more relaxed when I do the sauna, but at the same time, I also have more energy.
Yes,
that's when I do it.
Right. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, a lot of times I've gone to about 400 professional expos and consumer shows as well, but I go to a lot of doctor shows, and people say, God, I feel so relaxed. And I said, well, do you know what it's called? I said, no, it's the Relax Sauna. Oh, why do you think it's called the Relax Sauna? And they said, I think I just answered that.
Yeah. So how is the Relax Sauna different? Can you talk a little bit more about the far versus mid versus near infrared? Because there's a lot of saunas I tried up until the point of doing relax, and that's like, I found the one. And I just didn't feel as powerful effects, or my kidneys felt really drained when I did the full spectrum. Can you talk a little bit about why specifically far infrared as opposed to all of the other wavelengths?
Absolutely. There's so much confusion because people have partial information, and they're confusing the near infrared lasers with the near infrared light bulbs. It's like saying this is good for cats, but you're talking about tigers, or you're talking, or dogs or squirrels. It's like they're two different animals. A near infrared laser is a specific frequency, like 880 nanometers or 0.88 nanometers. Like red light could be 660 nanometers. Like there are machines that cost $15,000. They have 660 nanometers, 880 nanometers, that's red and near infrared, and that's a specific frequency only. But if you get a light bulb that has a range of frequency, these are like the heat lamps that Kellogg designed way back, in his sanitariums in Michigan, where you're from, or where you've lived. But this is on the other side of Michigan, near Gary, Indiana, where I was born, by the way. I think near Grand Rapids, and so the Kellogg's had a sanitarium there, and they used the near infrared light bulbs there, and they were moderately effective, but they fell out of disfavor for a couple reasons. Number one, they were effective, but not that much. And the second reason, they were sort of like people would burn themselves. So, it's just nowadays there's a company out there that sells a near infrared light bulb, but see, near infrared doesn't penetrate through the skin, and it only penetrates 1 to 2 millimeters. So it turns out that, like when I said Dr. Sherry Rogers in her book on page 208, she talks about that it's the wavelength between 4 and 14 microns. That's that's the only vibration rate that resonates with water. Now, why is that? Well, water, the vibration, see, you didn't know that you're a far infrared light being, did you?
Well, not from you.
Yeah, now Daniel Brinkley says we are light beings,
Yeah.
spiritual beings or spiritual light beings, but we are actually far infrared light beings, and water is a far infrared molecule. Now, if the vibration that you vibrate at and the vibration that water vibrates at, which is almost the same, we and animals and mammals and birds vibrate at 9.4 microns. Water's at 8 microns. Now, I know a lot about astrology. It's been fun for me. It's like my mathematics now. And so when two planets are almost the same energy, they say it's conjunct. It's the same energy. They vibrate together. And so with the water molecule is 8, the humans are 9.4, and we give you between 4 and 14. Well, that energy resonates. It's conjunct. It resonates with the water and the cells of our body. So that causes a vibration, a pulsing. It's like when you see a cousin or someone from afar, from 100 feet, you hadn't seen in a long time, you can feel that spark of love that goes from you to them. And that's called a resonating. And that causes the water molecules to vibrate, to shake, to spin, to pulsate. And that increases the voltage in the water molecule. And for some reason, this, if you have 100 people in a small room dancing, do you think it's going to get hot? So if all the water molecules in your body are shaking and doing their thing, and you can feel the tingling, your body's going to get hot. And Hippocrates says, bingo, I did it. I told you, if you can create sweat or fever, I can cure you of your disease. So boom. And that's see, a far infrared sauna. The one purpose is hyperthermia, increase your body temperature. Now, there are lots of other light energy medicine machines out there. You have ozone, you have hyperbaric oxygen, you have PEMF machines, you have all sorts of, and you have the red light and the near infrared light, and you have all these things. But the far infrared saunas, and especially the relaxed sauna, those are hyperthermia. Their purpose is to raise body temperature. Now, when you raise body temperature, if you do the research, what does that do? Do you know? Tell me, and then I'll fill it in, or I'll just,
Well, I mean, it helps. There's so many different reasons.
Yes.
But it helps create shock proteins in the body. It helps stimulate the immune system. When you're sick and you have a fever, like I just got over a virus 2-3 weeks ago, and I had a fever for 3 days. And instead of taking Tylenol or something to reduce that fever, I wanted my body to keep creating that, because that was what was going to help fight the virus and have my immune system kick into high gear to do its job.
Now, what the relaxed sauna also does, or increasing the body temperature, besides increasing the circulation and mobilizing the lymphatic system to detoxify the body, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That gets you, like I said, to relax, to be in tune and connect with that which you are, which is spirit or whatever you want to call it. It connects you. And that's when the mind takes a seat and lets the body heal itself. Now, what happens, it also floods the body with oxygen. Now, the oxygen will kill the anaerobic bacteria, and the parasites don't like it either. And it will increase the body temperature, and the mitochondria, the energy making things of the cells, will use that oxygen to create nitric oxide and ATP. So as you said, not only are you feeling relaxed, but you feel energized. And I've been to shows, and people who maybe haven't meditated much, they don't understand that once you get rid of all that caffeine nervous energy, the true energy that you are comes out, and you feel energized and revitalized as well as relaxed. And that's the ideal state that we all should be in to because when you're like, the qigong masters, in the Orient, the whatever they are, the Tai Chi, they're mellow, yet they're energized. That you're tuned in, because when you're in the present moment, as a matter of fact, I had a meditation. I was told, I heard the voice say momentum. And then after that, it said taking advantage of the moment. And I said, oh my gosh, momentum comes from the word moment. Then after that, I'm saying there's something missing. And then the voice said, propelling yourself into greatness. I said, wow. So when you're taking advantage of the moment, you're living in the moment and you're listening. And so if you're listening, then when a wave comes by, because you're listening, you're going to pick up on it, and you're going to get in front of that wave, or you're going to resonate with a wave, and the wave is going to propel you into greatness. And that's how we move about in this world. This is how, our dreams come true.
So that's where your name Momentum 98 comes
yes, from. I was meditating, looking for a new name of my company in 1997, and that's how I got the name of my store. And they were telling me this is the name of my store. I said, damn, what a mundane name. And then when they said it came from the word moment, I rested a bit. I said, all right. But then there was still something missing. And then they said the propelling. And I wrote that down in a database back in 1997. And it took me 10 days to find that. I couldn't remember what in the world that phrase was, but that's almost a practical definition of learning how to practice the presence of God.
Yeah.
Because it's not living in the moment like a bull that's charging, but if you're listening and vigilant, that when the wind changes, when a corner's turned, you're right there in the moment, ready to respond, like the karate masters, the qigong masters, the tai chi, or the great gurus, or any spiritual being, no matter whatever religion they are, they practice the presence. And the Relax Sauna is truth serum, because it gets you connected with that. And that's why it's head and shoulders above any other sauna, because it's the 4 to 14 micron energy. That's the secret. And it took us 10 years to filter out all the other stuff.
And so tell me, as you're saying head and shoulders, and I'm noticing it behind you, is there a reason why your head is left out of the sauna?
Out of the sauna?
Yeah. So for people that there's 2 armholes and a head hole that your sauna can. Sometimes I sit in the sauna. It is a bit toasty. I find that my body can. I feel like my body can better handle it for longer, and I can sweat more if I'm out of the sauna.
Those are some of the incredible advantages. We had a guy named Wally. He owned a compounding pharmacy that sold to health professionals. And he loved his wooden sauna, but his wife would never get in it. So we were at a doctor conference, and his wife was in our sauna 4 times a day, and he bought it for her, and she uses it all the time. It's like when Dr. Christiane Northrup, I met her at a show in 2014, and she got in the sauna, and she said, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good it feels in 30 seconds, and my hair doesn't get messed up.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's like, there's something called, I can't think of the word, it starts with the C. It's when you obey a doctor, when you're compliant. Okay, obey. I hate the word obey, but when you're compliant, when you follow the doctor's instructions, and I'm not very compliant. And so if you make something like people, like there's a lady, she was a gerontologist. Her name was Karen Russell. This is back in 2007. Her doctor said, you've had heavy blood, you've had your mercury and lead have been totally abnormal in your blood reports for the last 2.5 years. And for a long time, they said, get a sauna. And, oh my gosh, it's like, it was too much. And she talked to Doris Rapp, who wrote the book, Our Toxic World. And that's a great book by a medical doctor about how toxic the world is. And see, the reason we need far infrared saunas now. We didn't need them 60 years ago. The world wasn't that toxic. Now that it is, when a problem comes into this world, miraculously, who would have thought of this? But because of the world of duality we live in, the solution comes on the other side of the coin. So that's just the way it works. It's the beauty of life. And so, we get into trouble, but there's always a solution.
Absolutely. So for someone that is interested in trying Relax Sauna, what are some benefits that time and time again, because I can speak to my personal experience, but you've worked with so many people and so many doctors. What are the main benefits that people first report from using it?
The first year we were selling the sauna, I remember a lady in Denver at an astrology convention. She said she has never slept that good at a hotel before. She had trouble sleeping on hotel beds. I was at an iridology conference in Cincinnati. The lady bought a sauna. I took it up to her hotel room. She came down the next morning as if she was mad. I want to tell you, I have never slept that good in a hotel before. So people noticed that they sleep a lot better. It's actually quite magical. And of course, pain. I mean, there are a lot of different modalities that can get rid of pain, but the Relax Sauna is amazing. 5 to 7 minutes with your clothes on. And that's the beauty of the Relax Sauna. Even your portable saunas take 7, 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes to sometimes 20 or 30 to heat up.
Yeah. Now, not the Relax Sauna.
Not the Relax Sauna, like 30 seconds,
Right.
And the wooden saunas, especially as they get older, sometimes they take 20 to 45 minutes to heat up. Now, the Relax Sauna, if you've got chills, if you have an asthma attack, if you're in an emergency room, all hospitals should have this in their emergency room. Unfortunately, it's not happening. But you're having an asthma attack, you go in there, and all of a sudden in 2-3 minutes, it'll subside. Because it's one of the best things in the world for the lungs. It also, I mean, I've got thousands of stories, a couple thousand stories of people with carpal tunnel pain of a 5 going away in 5 minutes that they've had for 5 months. Someone like even Dr. Klinghart's partner, she had elbow pain for a whole year. And they have access to all the best expensive machinery in the world, and nothing was able to get rid of her elbow pain. We were at the autism conference. They took the lie down sauna up to the hotel room, and her elbow pain in one session was gone. That was about 2 years ago. And they've both been using the Relax Sauna ever since. And we have so many. There's a guy in Austin, Texas. We met him at the Mother Earth News Health Fair, and he had been in a motorcycle accident. His pain was about 6 constantly. And I said, I can get your pain down to a 3 or a 4. He said, okay, but I don't want to do it now. I'll come back tomorrow. I said, okay, he came back, and lo and behold, it got his pain down to a 3. And he bought the sauna. And in another show that I did in Dallas, Texas, a lady was in a wheelchair, and she was able to move her hands. She was able to put her hair in a bun for the first time in about 2-3 years. And she reported me about a month and a half later, she doesn't need the wheelchair anymore. Wow. So you have a lot of beautiful stories. And chronic pain is like, back pain is a hard one. It usually takes 10 to 12 to 15 minutes to get a pain 10 down to a 4. But the shoulder pain, the knee pain, I tell people at shows, look, I put 100,000 people in the Relax Sauna, 120,000. I guarantee you, we'll cut your pain down at least in half. So we got, at this last show, we got someone with a pain of a 7 down to a 2, another pain down to a 3. It's like it's in 5-7 minutes without using drugs. One lady, this was at the Louise Hay conference in around 2014 also. She said, well, I'm a vegetarian. I just ate some meat and I have a stomach ache. I don't want to go in. I said, no, you want to go in. And lo and behold, it's good for menstrual cramps. It's which I've never had.
Thanks for clarifying.
But that's what I hear. Okay.
Right, right.
But I use it for mental clarity. I've got a degree in math, and that's always been my big bag, being able to, and I've been meditating for 50 some years. And so I go in there and I meditate. And a lot of times people say they can get to that sweet spot in half the time when they're in the sauna. And a
Mhm.
lot of people have said that their hearts have opened.
Yeah, I for me, I use
Yeah.
it is in the morning, I use it as part of my meditation practice. So in the morning, I'll wake up, I'll meditate. I won't turn my phone on right away, journal. And then I love to just journal and meditate when I'm in the sauna.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first started using Relax Sauna, I started using Purium and Relax Sauna at the same time. And my head felt so stagnant in my health for the longest time. And just like, I could feel things expanding and shifting in my body, healing and regenerating and detoxing, all that stuff that supplements and just, certain things I was doing were not moving the dial, and the Relax Saunas was a huge part, still is. If I have a mold exposure or like some sort of like I'm feeling a little off, I get in my sauna and it's just like pressing a reset button.
There's a lady in Desert Hot Springs. She had a wooden sauna, and it just did not help her. It helped her a little bit, but it didn't help her. And this was an infrared wooden sauna. It didn't help her get rid of her mold toxicity. She had
Yeah.
really bad mold toxicity, and she got the Relax Sauna, and oh my gosh, it gave her life back.
Opened up doors. Totally. I feel the same way. I had been using, and I don't want to say certain names of brands, but I had been using well-known brands and going to different spas and using them almost 4 or 5 times a week. And I would sweat, but I would not feel the same effects that I felt from the Relax Sauna. So
You know why the Relax Sauna is more therapeutic?
Besides the technology that they use?
Well, it's the technology that's but what it does, it raises your body temperature.
Mm-hmm.
See, significantly more than any other sauna. And
Mm.
we're starting to do research and get results from that. But we've had some guy out of nowhere, I don't even know him. In 2017, he made a post on reddit.com. He's into cold showers, and he says the Relax Sauna coupled with cold showers can do wonders. And he bought a $250 Amazon sauna and tested it. And it raised body temperature only 1/2 degree in 25 minutes. The heart rate variability test he performed on it, I'm revolved to healthy heart, blood pressure. I'm not sure exactly because I don't have a medical background, but it totally failed to do what the research on saunas said it would do. So he bought a $500 Amazon sauna, reputed to be one of the best, great reviews, same results. So reluctantly, or not reluctantly, but with hesitation, he bought a Relax Sauna. And oh my God, it raised body temperature 3 degrees in 25 minutes. And the heart rate variability test he performed on it, it didn't just do what the research said it would do, but it did way better. Because
I believe it.
Yeah. So
I haven't done that experiment myself, but
yeah.
I do remember you saying it raises your core temp at least 3 degrees. And I do remember that. So I did test it for myself, and it's true. It works. I got up to a fever of over 100 by doing my saunas, which was pretty amazing. And I haven't had another baseline to compare against because I haven't had a reason to, but yeah, if you're watching this and you are on the fence about trying far infrared sauna, this is your sign to do that. And maybe you have been using sauna. This is your sign to try Relax Sauna, because it is like just a total game changer.
We were at a paleo conference in Austin, Texas, about 4 years ago, and one of the speakers bought our sauna. And then a year later, I saw him at a different show. He said, I can increase body temperature 3.2 degrees in 25 minutes, the exact same number that the guy used in his statistics, in his research that he put on reddit.com. And so, and we've tested it with a lot of people. And Dr. Bill Ackpinar, he wrote this book. This is like a history of sweating.
Hmm.
And this is him right there.
Cool.
And he's a Qigong master. And he is a medical doctor. And he's an Oriental medical doctor and a acupuncturist. And he was, one year, he was the medical doctor for the karate Olympic team. So he's been around the block, and he was voted best cancer doctor in New York in 2007. He uses ozone, and anyway, this is his book, No Sweat. And he says that the amount of heat shock protein that the Relax Sauna produces, no other sauna that he's seen can even compare. And that every time he goes on trips and he uses the Relax Sauna, he doesn't know how people can survive. It's, like there's always a Relax Sauna in my hotel room, always.
Yeah, and that's the other beautiful thing, besides how well it works, is how portable it is. My sauna, I went on a road trip this summer, and my sauna's been with me in Michigan. It's been in Arizona, Colorado. It went to Yellowstone this summer. I was up in Washington. I actually need to talk to you because I misplaced the chair in one of the hotel rooms.
Okay, we could send you a chair.
Yeah. So, but it's just been so incredibly useful because I can take it with me, and it's super portable. It folds up. You can see the sauna behind Phil. It folds up into like a tent, like a circle, and then you have the heater and then the collapsible chair, and it fits in my roof box. I haven't tried checking it on a plane yet, but maybe
the chair will not fit in a 28-inch suitcase, but the rest of it will.
The rest of it
You
will.
also have 30 pounds of clothes you can put in too.
Awesome. Yeah.
It only weighs 18 pounds. The radiator is 14 pounds, and the tent is 4 pounds. The purpose of the tent, by the way, is to reflect the light.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is an invisible light box. It's not a heat box. Like people say, well, what's the temperature in the sauna? Well, it has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. And it really has very little to do with the effectiveness and the therapeutic value of the sauna. Everyone thinks, because all the sauna companies say, well, it's not the heat. It's the light resonating with your water molecules, increasing your body temperature.
That's really good to know. So
Yes.
And it does heat up faster because it is smaller space.
It's the hottest sauna, and sometimes that's becomes a problem. But we have with a problem where there's a solution. We have a digital, sophisticated temperature control device called a zipper.
Multiple zippers for your head and for your arms.
And if you get too hot, because it can get up to 169 degrees, you take your digit, that's why it's digital, and you unzip the zipper, 2 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches, and poof, you're comfortable. Yet you will continue to profusely sweat. Yeah. Because it's not the heat that does the healing. It's the preponderance of the energy vibrating, getting your water molecules to vibrate and pulsate. And that gets the chi moving. I was at an acupuncture conference. This one young lady, she said, "Oh my gosh, I can feel my chi moving." And that's that's
super cool. Yeah.
Right. This is the Qigong sauna.
The Qigong sauna. I love it. And so for people who might have multiple chemical sensitivities, say they're really sensitive to their environment, because that was one concern that I had. How do people typically do, what kind of material is the light box made out of?
Well, that's we have tested it. I used to think it was nylon, but I discovered recently it's made out of polyester, and there's a silver coating. From what I understand, it's real silver, but it acts as a mirror, and that's crucial. See, it's a mirror. so it mirrors the light. Even though it's invisible, the far infrared light is reflected by a mirror. And when you go in the sauna, you can feel it in the back. And the lights, they're not heaters, they're lighters because they generate far infrared light. And they sit in the front of the sauna. There's two boxes, maybe 8 inches by 7 inches or something like that, that shine the invisible light. It hits the wall and bounces back. So, but it's made out of polyester. And again, I don't wear, I've got a couple shirts that are 60% cotton, 40% polyester, but the other 80 shirts, everything I wear is completely wool, linen, polyester, hemp. I mean, not polyester, but cotton.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, your normal person wears polyester. And so they're going to complain about a polyester tent, but we put it in the laboratory. And before we put in the laboratory, we tested the volatile chemicals, 15 of them in the laboratory. And then we brought the Relax Sauna in, we turned it on for 30 minutes, and we tested the volatile chemicals, and there was no significant difference. Actually, 7 of them went down and 8 of them went up. And and parts per billion, none of them were significant. So, and again, Dr. Sherry Rogers wrote the book, and she used far infrared saunas to get rid of the many people. She was an environmental medical doctor.
To help with the sensitivities. I mean, between food and diet changes, and using the sauna, my sensitivities to certain chemicals and mold and things like that have really decreased. And I know that was a really big concern of mine. But I didn't notice any type of like off gassing. And I did have one client who did try the sauna, and he was nervous about that. So he just turned the sauna on high heat, and did like just left it on for like an hour and kind of baked anything out, and he totally felt fine. And I think that's also the beauty of having the Relax Sauna, is because your neck is above, is out of it. So it's not even like you're breathing that in anyways.
Now, I happen to love putting my head inside the sauna. About, it depends upon my mood. I'd say about 60-70% of the time, my head is totally inside the sauna. Sometimes I even take the chair out, sit on the floor, but then you have to give the advanced lessons on that. See, the radiators have poles that hold up the holder. And so the radiators are facing you. If you're sitting on the floor, it's just too hot. So what do? You take the poles out, you put the radiator on its side, have it face the ceiling, use 2 of the poles to hold it up. And so if you want to, you can do yoga exercise and everything on the floor, with it. And but in Ayurvedic medicine, they recommend the head not getting hot. So a lot of people prefer not to get the head hot. And what I like to say jokingly is we're pro-choice. We give you the choice or the freedom to have your head in or out. And those wooden sauna companies do not give you the choice.
Yeah.
I tried it and it just didn't work. Had my head out and the door was stuck. But it's really nice to your head out. You feel great and you feel strong. And I can do it. I'm 74, but I can still sit in a half lotus position on the chair. And otherwise, you can put your feet on the pedestals where the radiators are, and there's a radiator cap, so it's not too hot. Or you put your feet in the center.
Beautiful.
Three feet positions.
Yes. So you can get really creative.
Yes, the world is your oyster. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge, and I just love talking to you. I always learn something.
Well, there's something that people always ask. What about EMF? That's like if you've watched the Harry Potter movies, Voldemort. See, the fear of EMF is 100 times more dangerous than EMF of itself. Now, it turns out the Japanese research indicates that far infrared energy actually antidotes the damage done by microwave EMF. Now, this is a microwave device. It's called
Yep.
a cell phone.
Cell phone.
And even if I don't carry a cell phone, there's Wi-Fi all over the place. That is 100 times more dangerous than any household appliance. Now, of the 21 most common household appliances, an iron, a juicer, a refrigerator, a can opener, whatever, a toaster, the Relax Sauna has the third lowest and the seventh lowest amount of EMF. Now, that's if you measure from 1 inch or 12 inches, and I forgot which is which. But it's like Dr. Klinghardt was at a conference, and he and Judy Mikovits were doing a panel. And someone asked about EMF. He said, it's the cumulative effect of the EMF from the Wi-Fi that causes the problems. And his partner said in an interview after her elbow pain totally went away, there's no EMF. It doesn't bother me. The fluorescent lights over, and those are way worse. That's why I wear a hat, as he said, or whatever. It's like, and if you go to the relaxsaunas.com/superior, we've got that interview by Paula. I forget her last name, but toward the end of that page, relaxsaunas.com/superior.
And I can include it below too.
Yes. And that she's the one that had the mold poisoning. And we have a lot of doctors on there who have used the Los Angeles Dodgers used the Relax Sauna throughout their season.
Wow.
We say that's why they did so well, but actually they had a good team before.
I'm sure it helped.
It helped a lot. They were really, we are making inroads in so many different areas of life. Whether you're a golfer, you can now shoot 10%, 20%, any kind of athlete, you do the sauna for 5 to 7 minutes before you work out, whether it's a marathon run or just a workout, and then for 20, 25 minutes afterwards for recovery. It gets rid of all the lactic acid. It's like, and of course, people with Lyme disease, we've got 15, 17 testimonials on YouTube videos at the relaxsaunas.com/YouTube page, and we have many cancer clinics using the Relax Sauna and recommending it to their patients. We've made a lot of inroads, and again, what gets my gourd is there are other saunas out there that pretend to be the Relax Sauna.
I mean, there's a lot that look on Amazon that looks super similar. I've had people be like, well, what about this sauna? It's $700 cheaper and I can get it prime shipping in 2 days.
Well, if you go to the reddit.com, reddit.com, if you go to the Superior pages I told you about, there's an article where he's the one that examined the other Amazon saunas. And there's an $1,100 sauna and an $800 sauna. And they have the same carbon panels made in China that are used by all and I'd say about 36% of their energy is actually far infrared loving light compared to 98% far infrared loving light with the Relax Sauna. Now that's academic. Oh, well, how do you know it's that? Well, it's what I said earlier. You test the body temperature. And when you do that, then you see that the Relax Sauna, and plus the feeling you get, if you've been in another sauna and you go in the Relax Sauna, it's like with this one 25-year-old kid, he used to travel from one part of LA to the next twice a week to do his parents' sauna. He got in the Relax Sauna, said in 25 minutes, I came out with an incredible sweat, feeling energized, like you said. My parents' sauna, I'd go in, it would take me 45 minutes and I'd come out exhausted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. A similar experience. It takes double the amount to get to that same body temperature at least. And then you just feel drained after. So it's good stuff. And so I'm offering a discount through the new year. If this is,
Great.
Like the gift of health is really the biggest thing, the best thing that we can give ourselves. If you don't have health, then nothing really else matters. I mean, it does, but you can't really fully enjoy life and show up who you're meant to show up as in this world, and go traveling and have fun with friends and work and, just enjoy life if you're not feeling well. So give yourself the gift of health. I'm offering $150 off through the new year. So now until January 1st, if you use my code, and that's Mary C150, you can message me directly, but check out relaxsaunas.com. I have the silver sauna. There's also the option of the black sauna. Maybe actually, before we log off here, can you tell the difference between the two saunas, the silver and the black?
The black sauna is like a Monet painting. It looks exquisite. It looks jazzy. It's got an embroidered logo. It's thicker. It weighs 6 pounds instead of 4 pounds. If it's like the becoming a member of the Harley Club, the Black Tent Sauna Club. It does. A lot of people will tell us that it does feel better. It does seem to heat up a little bit better. But if money is an issue, get the silver sauna because they use the same radiator. But if you love the way the black sauna looks, and I would pay 7 times more for colored staples than silver staples because it brought me joy. So some people say, I want the best, I want it, I love the way it looks, money's not a matter, and they get it. But if money is a concern, the silver sauna, you are not sacrificing your health at all. And I did want to mention one more thing about EMF.
Okay.
We have 5 people in Arizona and Southern California who go into houses. They make a living making houses EMF safe. All 5 of these individuals own Relax Saunas. So gee, is it safe? Is it dangerous definitely. EMF? And it's if you carry a cell phone and you're concerned about the EMF, then in the sauna, in the Relax Sauna, you're not doing your homework. And it's there's a lot of fear mongering out there. And again, the fear of EMF is 100 times worse than EMF. And this will actually, because the Relax Sauna has so much more of that pure far infrared light, it actually will repair the damage caused by microwave EMF exposure. It will actually help repair that.
Right. So while you're in your sauna, even though there's armholes, get a book, don't use your phone.
Oh, I use my phone anyway. Because it's counteracting it. It's
okay. But you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from Phil.
No, you didn't hear that. But if you really want to, it's better to meditate and just relax and but
soak up the experience.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. I really appreciate your time. If you guys have questions about anything that we talked about, please reach out to me. And yes.
There's a 30-day money back guarantee. There's a 1-year warranty. Don't let the 1-year warranty scare you. These should last 5 to 7 years in a clinical setting. And we have dozens of people who come to me. I bought your sauna 18 years ago, 16 years, 14 years ago, and it works great. They'll probably last 2 or 3 times longer than any other portable sauna, actually. And it's a $2,000 sauna selling for $1,500. The black one is a $3,000 sauna selling for $2,100.
Plus that $150 off, and
yes,
well under, really good deal. It ships out pretty fast too. I got mine within, I think 3 maybe 4 days.
We should get it anywhere in the United States. Should get it within 3 days because we ship out of Ohio and we ship out of Las Vegas.
Yes. So give yourself the gift of health and start 2023 in a really positive way. Thank you so much for coming on, Phil. Joy to talk to you today.
It was a pleasure, and you're blossoming. You're looking more and more beautiful every day. Is that because of the sauna or just everything else?
Sauna, superfoods, sunlight, Sedona, healing energy, good community. I mean, all of it's part of it. But yeah, I feel the best that I felt in a good 4 or 5 years. So